When I decided to move to Spain, my friends and family literally thought I was insane. It was everything. Not knowing anyone, adjusting to the culture. This process is not for the weak. My favorite thing about Barcelona is I feel like I'm in like this romantic movie. Like you're reading this romantic novel, you know? My name is Jokorria. I am 29 years old. I have been living in Barcelona now for 11 months. I was living in Atlanta, Georgia. So I'm an actress and model. Climbed the corporate ladder. I grew tired of it and every day just felt robotic. I didn't feel fulfilled in the inside. And so I started searching, I started looking. I thought maybe I just needed something new. I said, you know what? Let me look into LA. Let me look into New York. And it was things that I love about LA, but I didn't really like the culture there. As for New York, I knew the only place I would be happy would be Manhattan. And let's just say I don't have Manhattan money. One day I was scrolling on Instagram and this Instagrammer that I follow, and she always posts about moving to Spain. You know, the new American dream now is to move to Europe, is to move to Spain. And I was just like, girl, yeah, right. And that for me because not only was I tired of the corporate life back in the US, but I was also experiencing a ton of health issues regarding my gut from the food. So I knew that the food was getting worse because my body was responding to it first. My first week in Barcelona, I was questioning everything. I was just like, what the heck did I just do? It was a lot more difficult than I thought. One of the things that shocked me moving to Barcelona was the dinner schedule. Nothing opens until like 9, 10 o'clock at night. And I normally don't eat past 8 o'clock. Also trying to grocery shop. In the US, I normally do my grocery shoppings on Sunday to prep for the prior week. But grocery stores here are closed on Sundays. What felt different for America was the pacing. I'll be honest with you, when people are walking in front of me and they walk slow, it drives me crazy. And eventually that caught up to me. I've learned how to have a slower pace here in Barcelona. I'll be honest with you, I didn't walk at all in the US. If I did, it was like a picnic day, maybe a park day. But here in Spain, I walk every day. I at least get 10K steps in a day. My first impression of walking around Barcelona, I was completely in awe. I was in love. The culture, the people, and just how free people were, just how expressive they were. Energy here compared to the US is more vibrant. I see kids playing around outside all the time. The part of my life that became easier was the metro because I'm able to get around freely. The things that became more difficult here for me was also the metro. So it's dual. One, because here I can get literally anywhere in Spain. It's amazing. Back in the US, we know about traffic, we know about gas prices. Here the metro is like only 22 euros for a monthly pass, unlimited. So I can get anywhere I need to go. What became cheaper in Barcelona was definitely groceries. The quality of food. I'll be honest with you, like I said, I'm not the one to really read the labels on the back of products. However, my body do respond and tells me if something that I'm eating is unhealthy or not. And I will say the foods that I eat here are organic, they're healthy. So as an American, I definitely have private healthcare and I don't pay monthly, it's different. So you pay a rate for the full year, and that for me was about 300 euros for the full year with no copay. If I went to the dentist in the US, I would have had a copay. And the thing about it is, in the US, you pay for your health insurance monthly. I was already paying about $200 monthly just coming out of my paycheck. And just getting to my dentist appointment, having to worry about deductibles and meeting your copay. So I would probably say, back in the US, I probably would have spent about maybe $300 on just getting my tooth fixed and probably spending about 2 to 3 weeks on just getting an appointment. So for work, I am a founder of a creative academy, and I work remotely with some of my clients here in the US, but I also do freelance as well for different startups and agencies here in Barcelona. When it comes to monthly, how much I'm earning is definitely less than what I was making in the US. However, since the cost of living here is lower, I'm actually able to afford more here. So my monthly budget here in Spain is about 1,200 euros. Back in the US, it was about $3,500. For rent and utilities monthly, I spend around 800 euros. For my gym membership, that's 100 euros. It's a gym, but it's also a spa. And then for eating out groceries, honestly, probably 100 euros, if that. And then for shopping, just depending on how much I want to splurge, I may go to Mac or Sephora or Zara, and I would say my monthly amount I would spend is around 200 euros. I think a lot of people come to Spain thinking that the housing market is super cheap, and it's not. If you think you're gonna come out here and spend 1,000 euros on your own apartment, you might. It's not gonna be in the major city. You probably are gonna have to go on the outskirts. What surprised me about how people live here compared to the US is the roommate culture. I'll be completely honest with you. Having a roommate in the US, they're gonna think like, okay, how old are you? Why do you still have a roommate? Like, what's going on? Here, that's just part of the culture. I feel more wealthy in Barcelona than I did in the US for sure. It's like I'm making a lot less. However, like I'm able to get more and have more, you know? So when it comes to visa, I originally didn't come to Spain with any visa path at all. I was advised by my lawyer that I had 60 days within being in Spain to apply for a student visa within Spain. That pathway, unfortunately, didn't work out for me. It took the Spain government about 4 months to even give me back a response. And we had to go a different visa route. And so then we tried the digital nomad visa. Let's just say it just wasn't practical to go that route. I started looking into that and I was just like, this is impossible. Spain passed a law in January stating that if I was here prior to December 2025, then they will grant me residency. And with that residency, I will get to work either freelance or just having working rights for companies without them having to sponsor me. And let's just say I really got lucky. I was able to obtain both. I am a Spain tax resident. That kicked in actually this month. When it comes to banking, mail, and documents, I do still have a US address that I have all of my information forwarded to. When it comes to banking as well, because I do have clients from the US, I use this app called Wise, and it's actually super convenient. The Spain government here literally dot their I's and cross their T's. So if anything is wrong, they're sending your application back. So with that being said, definitely hire the help that you need. Me, I could not do it on my own. I saw the documentation, I saw what they were asking for, and I knew better. So I'll be honest with you, the hardest part about moving abroad was everything. It was the paperwork, it was not knowing anyone, it was adjusting to the culture, it was the language barrier, learning how to live a completely different life. There was a moment 2 months in where I was questioning my decision on actually moving to Barcelona. Not because I didn't enjoy it, it was just very difficult and I was under a lot of stress, and I felt like my easy way out would have just to have left. I actually ended up visiting the US maybe about 3 months later after that, and I was ready to go. If you're moving abroad, if you're stressed or feeling a little discouraged, don't give up yet. When I moved to Barcelona, I literally lost everything in the process, especially my job, my corporate job. Mind you, I went to school for years to achieve the level of success in the position that I had. So I didn't really know who I was outside of my job title. And so when that was taken away from me, I actually had to really get to know myself for who I was, and not the degrees that I got, and not the corporate title that I achieved. For me, I'm extremely happy in Barcelona. I love it every day. I look forward to waking up every day. I would absolutely never move permanently back to America. I think for me is I feel free. I feel like if I move back to the US, it's like I feel caged again. Barcelona definitely feels like home. Not just because of the beauty of the city and the culture, but definitely because of community. It's so many people that have been just wanting to help me, and that's been here for me. And I would say I was able to create chosen family here, and it feels amazing. I'll be honest with you, when I moved to Barcelona, I had no idea what I was stepping into. Prior to me moving, I had never visited Barcelona before. I didn't even know that Barcelona was like a major hub. I didn't know how important Barcelona was until I got here. And I'm like, oh, the whole world wants to move here. But I will say my experience here I feel like I'm in a fairy tale. And it's been really healing for my inner child.